M, 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 moving forward. What is M? To be mentally sharp. It's your mentality. It's this mental. It's this right here on top of your neck is what makes everything important. You need to be intelligent. Let me read the verse. And this is verse 4. Gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge, and quick to understand. Quick to understand. Let me give you another verse for that. James chapter 1 verses 19. And it reads like this. So then, beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak. Swift to hear and slow to speak. If you want to be wise, if you want to be mentally sharp, you need to be quick to listen. Thank you. Quick to listen, slow to speak. Quick to listen, slow to speak. That's the lifestyle we have to have. We cannot learn if we're always...
I said you talk too much.
As well. This is Proverbs chapter 8, verses 32 to 34. I thought that. Now therefore listen to me, my children, for blessed are those who keep my ways and hear instruction and be wise and do not disdain it. Do not disdain it, right? And I was just thinking about disdain. How many people of us know arrogant people? How many of us know arrogant people? They're just, man, arrogant people, they don't succeed in life. They do not unlock opportunities. And if they get an opportunity, they will destroy their opportunity. I'm telling you, they have opportunities, but they're so big-headed. You can't tell them nothing. They know everything. You know, I mean, even our children, right? You ever heard your children, they respond to you, you start talking to them, and they're like, You know, you're trying to give them wisdom, you're trying to give them direction, you're trying to give them a correction. Right? You have to receive. You have to listen.
Linda, listen, Linda.
You know, this is a father speaking to his son. He said, listen to me, as he said in the verse. He says, hear instruction and be wise. That's how we get wisdom, is by hearing, right? And let me read the last part of the verse. Blessed is the man who listens to me.
Just be quiet and just listen.
Shut up.
You ever seen the people that just don't listen? They just don't get it through the thick skull. They just don't get it. You know what I mean? And don't be the kind of person, I'll put this, don't be the person that is looking to respond before you listen. Matter of fact, I want to encourage everyone, try to do this. Spend some time listening to someone that disagrees with you and just listen to what they have to say. They might give you some insight it might give you a different perspective that you just didn't think about. Your arrogance makes a person ugly. Capital U-G-L-Y, ugly. Yes.
U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly.
Proverbs chapter 18, verses 13, right? He who answers a matter before he hears it, it is folly and shames to himself. Shame to himself. Come on, people. Don't be that person. Don't be the Proverbs 18 person. Proverbs 18:13 person. And let me just give you this one. This verse has meant a lot to me in my Christian walk. Philippians chapter 4, verses 8, right? Because we're talking about your mental, sharp mentality, right? Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think, keyword, think about such things. A lot of times we do not unlock opportunities because we are not thinking this way. S servant, A, appearance, M, mentality. Your mental means everything. Let me just share a testimony on how I went from a greeter to the board, and how literally it's because of I applied S.A.M in my life. And it amazes me that I went from a greeter to the board. I can't even believe it sometimes when I think about it, that I'm even where I started and where I am. I'm humbled by it. You know, I'm privileged to be in this position and all that it's even a possibility. I remember when I first got to First Assembly, me and my wife, we came there to hide out. We did. We were sitting in the upper pews towards the back because it was a big church. It was a good place to hide out. And we thought it was a place where we can get ministered to because our previous church was pretty rough, pretty tough situation. But we were just looking for a place just to hide out, just to get over the church hurt and the drama that we saw in church, right? So fast forward a little bit, we became members of our church, right? We decided, hey, we've been here long enough. We're no longer hiding out. We like this church. We like Pastor John. We like what we see here. Everything about this church is amazing. So in being a member, and FYI, everybody be a member. Don't get no more excuses. Go be a member. If you're part of this community and you go to Victorville First Assembly, you better be a member. Let's make it happen. No more. And as becoming members, they gave us this paper and said, well, is there any ministry you want to serve under? And me and my wife kind of looked at it and we wrote a couple things, and we didn't want to write too much, but we said, we like the idea of greeting. So that was one of the things we put down. And I swear, immediately, it must have been a week later. I don't even know if it was 7 days later after the new members class. We got a call like, hey, would you like to be a member? We want you to be a member on our greeters team. We said, yes, we will serve. And where we started serving was by the coffee shop. I still remember it exactly where I was standing week in and week out serving. I think we served every other week or something like that. And it seemed like it went from every other week to almost every week we were asked to serve. And even weeks we were not asked to serve, Brian would come up to us, hey, are you available to serve? And me and my wife would look at each other and we just say, yes, we go serve. And we always went to serve, and we served with a smile. Even if we had a bad moment, even if we just argued in the car before we got there, because yes, we argued in the car sometimes before we got to church too, just like everybody else, right? So even if we argued in the car, we got out and we smiled. And what did we do? We were handing bulletins, handing bulletins to people with a smile. The next person comes up. How you doing? Good morning. Welcome to church. And for us, we just thought it was just something fun to do. It was just an opportunity to be in a small ministry. But to be a greeter is not a small ministry. It's a big ministry. Matter of fact, you are the beginning of appearance. When I talk about, I mentioned the servant, I became a greeter. That's my S of the servant. Then my appearance meant everything. I smiled, handed out bulletins. That meant everything. I was dressed. We dressed nice. I put on my nice shoes. I put on some slacks. I put on like a nice collared shirt or whatever. We looked nice. We greeted. And we always greeted with a smile. And we always greeted with gentleness and with kindness. We made sure that was very important, right? So these were the things we did. So as we continued, we went from greeters, then after we go greet, we go sit down. Next thing you know, one of our leaders is coming up to us and say, hey, there's an open door. Could you usher to this door? Can you guys usher the door? And we would get up out of our seat. Yes, we'll usher the door. Never ushering before. We just kind of followed the lead of people like Jim and other amazing leaders that some of them are no longer with us. They're already in heaven. We began to follow their lead, and we applied the same things we did in greeting to serving. And before you know it, after we said yes to greeting, we said yes to ushering. Next thing you know, we got a door. Next thing you know, we're wearing name tags, and we are always in a certain section. And that's how we had a chance to meet people. And we just ushered that door almost every single Sunday that we were there. Almost every single Sunday, if not every single Sunday. because we always said yes. We always said the S, and we always appeared with love. You know, anytime they said greet people, we went up and down the aisles greeting all kind of people. And we got a chance to get to know faces. We got a chance to get to know names. We were impacting lives. People looked forward to sitting in our section because we just brought love, gentleness, kindness. We exercised the fruit of the Spirit, right? See, our mentality was right. We listened to people. You know what I mean? People would ask us questions. Hey, do you know this and that and this and that? We would listen to them, and then we would help people. And it went from ushering to then COVID happened. And as COVID happened, we had our one of our leaders and pastors was Pastor Kayla. And in time, we're helping out that ministry in the comments section. And before you know it, we're teaching. You know, she can't teach a class. She's asking us, hey, can you teach a class? We're teaching one of the lives. We're teaching 2 lives. You know, we're teaching in person. Why are we getting this opportunity? First of all, because we said yes. S, serve. Our appearance meant everything. We smiled. We served. We looked the part. We gave great energy. We give great kindness, right? And our mentality started to come out, right? You know, because we listened. Because we heard people out. We didn't talk over people. We didn't dominate conversations. We listened to people. We were given opportunities to share the gospel. We were given opportunities to teach. All because we applied S.A.M. And eventually, after doing that for so many years and so much time, as Pastor Josh became our pastor, and I'm thinking like, I don't know if it's our time to transition. I don't know if we're going to be here for long. I wonder what God has for us, you know, with this transition. And before I know it, Pastor Josh like, hey, can I speak with you? I want to talk to you about some things. I'm like, okay, cool. I wanted to talk to you too. Just, you know, just trying to touch bases and see your ideas. And he asked me, hey, are you interested in being on the board? I was shocked that he said that. I was shocked. I did not see that coming. Because, see, remember, I was hiding out in the pews. And then I became a new member. Then I decided to serve as a greeter. Then I decided to serve as an usher. Before you know it, I'm doing lives, just like this one. I'm doing lives for Pastor Kayla. I'm doing usher. I'm doing greeting. I'm doing all these different things. Next thing you know, I'm one of the older guys in the campus, and I'm on the board. I'm thinking like, I never thought I would be on the board. I'm telling you, I never thought that would be, because the greatest man I ever knew was on the board, which was my grandfather. Many of you guys know that. It's all because I applied S.A.M. in my life. That's how my opportunity was unlocked. Literally the same way Daniel was. Literally the same thing it says in chapter 4 was how I got my opportunity. I didn't look for it. I wasn't begging for it. I wasn't even desiring it. But if God opened up doors of opportunity, I'm going to walk through it. But it all starts with a yes. It all starts with the Isaiah moment. Here I am, send me. If you never apply S.A.M. in your life, guess what? Opportunities will never come knocking. Doors will never open. And if they do open, they will close shut in your face, because you're unwilling to apply Philippians chapter 4, verses 8. Because you're a gossiper, maybe you're gossiping, you're slandering people. You're not bringing the praiseworthy stuff. You're not talking about what's right, what's good, what's praiseworthy. You're not talking about that. You're talking about negative stuff. You're negative Nancy. Doors will close on a negative Nancy in a minute. I hope this is a blessing to you guys. Apply S.A.M. in your life. I don't care what aspect it is. Apply it. Apply it in raising kids. Apply it in having grandkids. Apply it on your job. Apply it in your church. Apply it in the street. Apply it wherever you go.